Dear student, in this video, we will discuss remaining topics of this chapter, that is force and pressure. The topic which will come first, that is a very interesting concept that is known to be the pressure. What is a pressure? Pressure is a combination of force and area. The definition which is given in this slide, you can see that pressure is the force acting on unit area of a surface, and the formula become for pressure is equals to force upon area. Here the force is also known to be as a thrust. What is a thrust? When a force is applied perpendicularly any surface, then that type of force is known to be as a thrust. So we can say that the formula of pressure can be described either as a force upon area or thrust upon area. Both are the same thing. Again, I repeat to you, what is a thrust? Thrust is nothing but a force which is perpendicular to the surface. That force is known to be as a thrust. So pressure is equals to force upon area or thrust upon area. Both are the same. As you can see that area is the denominator in this formula. So that area is inversely proportional to the pressure. That means if we increase or decrease the area, then that is also affect the pressure which is applied on any surface. If the area is smaller, the pressure is more on the surface for the same force, and if the area is larger, then the pressure is less as compared to the area which is having a smaller area. So you can say that the pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Like if you increase or decrease, then pressure is also increase and decrease simultaneously. So to understand this, we can take some examples like which is given in the slides also. It is stated that it is easier to push a nail into a wooden plank by its pointed end than its head because the pressure is more. What is the reason why the nail has got one point is sharper? We are doing so because when we are creating the one end of nail is sharper, then we are reducing the area, and when we are reducing the area, the pressure is increases. If we apply a force on it, then we can easily insert it the nail into the wooden plank. The similar concept is also applied. The examples which are shown in the slide, what is, it is easier to cut vegetables with the sharp knife than a blunt knife because the pressure is more. You can also see that whenever we are try to cut the vegetable, then one edge of the knife is sharper. So why we need to make it sharper? Because we want to reduce the area and increase the pressure. That's why we always have a sharper edge in a knife. Third example, shoulder bags have broad and not thin straps to reduce pressure. You can also observe that your bags have got the broad steps. Why we are having this broad steps? Because as according to the formula, you can see that if we increase the area, then we can reduce the pressure. So similar concept is applied when we are making the shoulder bag straps. We always keep the straps broader, which increase the area on our shoulders, and due to that pressure is reduces and we are not feeling any kind of pressure on our shoulder. Instead of that, if you are having the thin broad if you have the thin straps, then if you have a thin straps, then the pressure will be more on your shoulders. So that's why we are always making the broad straps of the bags. So all these examples are giving you the knowledge and concept how the pressure is a combination of force and area. The SI unit, like you have already studied, the SI unit of force is Newton. In a similar manner, the SI unit of area is meter square. So we can also form the SI unit of pressure. The SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. This Newton per meter square is also called Pascal. So what is the SI unit of pressure? The SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, and it is also known as Pascal. Now we will move to the next topic. The next topic is pressure exerted by liquids and gases. Most commonly, liquid which we are using, or you can say that it is a universal liquid, that is known to be the water. There are some properties of the liquid has given to you. What are the properties? The first property has given to you that liquids exerts pressure on the wall of a container. That is the first property. Second is liquids exerts pressure on the bottom of a container. It depends upon the height of the liquid column. To understand both these properties of a liquid, we should look out the first image of this slide, in which we have taken the two tubes and both the ends of the tubes are open. At one end, what we are doing, we are just attached a rubber balloon in it, and after that we are pouring the water in it, and the level of water we are creating at the different level. Like in a first tube, if we are fill it 1/4 of the water, then in second tube we are filling with the half of the water. Then you can see there is a change in the shape of the balloon. In the first tube, you can see that the rubber size is smaller, and in second case you can see that the rubber is bulging out more, or you can say that the shape of the balloon is changed more. So from that two concept which I stated to you, that the liquid exerts the pressure on the bottom of a container, it depends upon the height of the liquid column. It means that if you increase the height of the liquid column, then you can also increase the pressure. Now the third property is liquid exerts sideways pressure. That can be explained with the image 2. In that, what we are doing is we are taking a container. In that container, we are just attached a rubber balloon in a side way. Now we are pouring a water into it. Then what we will see that the rubber balloon is also bulging out from the sideways also. So from that image, we can say that the liquid exerts sideways pressure also. Now the next property is liquids exert equal pressure at the same height. It means that if we are taking a liquid and we maintain the height of the liquid at the same depth, then what will be the effect? To understand this, we just look at out the third image of the slide, in which what we are doing is we are taking a container, we are kept the water level at the same height, and after that we are just making some holes surrounding its surface. As soon as we are doing so, then some water streams are coming out, and if we are compare the pressure of these water streams, then we come to know that the pressure is same at every point of this container. So from this we can conclude that the liquid exerts equal pressure at the same height. So these are some properties of the liquids which is exerted. These are some properties which we can say that the pressure exerted by the liquids. Now the next topic is Can the pressure is also exerted by the gases? The answer is yes. The pressure also exerted by the gases. Like liquids are applying the force or pressure on the container, in a similar manner, this gas is also applied some kind of pressure on the container or any other thing. So you can see the pictures like air filled into a tube or air filled into a balloon, or other pictures also shown to you here, which is also indicated that the gases is also applied similar kind of pressures like the liquids is applied the pressure on us. What is the universal gas is available? It is also known to be as a air. Air is available in our environment, and air is always applied some kind of pressure on our body. And what we call that, it is called the atmospheric pressure. So what is atmospheric pressure? You know that there is air all around us. This envelope of air is known as the atmosphere. That is the definition of atmosphere. The atmosphere air extends up to many kilometers above the surface of the earth. So the pressure exerted by this air is known as the atmospheric pressure. In other words, we can say that what is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is nothing but the pressure which is applied by the air on us, that is known to be the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is much more than the normal pressure applied by the water. For an example, if we are look at out the rubber sucker example, what is a rubber sucker? When we are taking a rubber sucker and we press on the wall, then that rubber sucker is stay on the wall. Why it is stay on the wall? Because why it is stay on the wall? Because atmospheric pressure is applied in it. You can see the image of the rubber sucker in this slide. Rubber sucker. So we are not using any adhesive or anything, but still they can be kept on the wall only and only because of the atmospheric pressure. So once again, I'm stating to you what is atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is the pressure of air around us. Atmospheric pressure is due to the weight of the air. The weight of an air column of the height of the atmosphere and area 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter is large as 1000 kilogram. So you can see from this example, if you are taking a air column which is having the area of 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter, then how much weight this air is carry? That is carry about 1000 kilogram. The last picture which is shown to you, that is an experiment which is performed by a German scientist, in which he has taken the two hemisphere of iron balls and he just connect with each other and evacuate the air which is inside this ball. And when the horses are try to detach that ball, they are not supposed to do that. Why? Because due to the atmospheric pressure, so much pressure around that ball, and they are not detached it. So that is the concept of atmospheric pressure. I hope you understand all the topics of this video also, as well as the previous videos also. If you have any kind of doubt or query, you can message to me anytime. Okay, thank you very much.